Scorpion. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Oh my God. Like, how can you make characters like this and then just kill them? That's not fair. That's not, no, go. I'm sorry. The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas is an emotional whirlpool. Fair warning, there will be some spoilers. I'll try not to give too much away. But hi, I am Joelle, and I have been reading The Assassin's Blade. This book destroyed my mental state. My poor family is gonna see me crying for no reason. The Assassin's Blade is technically the first book of the Throne of Glass series, but it's a prequel to the main character Celaena, who is this incredible teenage assassin. So the story starts out with Celaena and one of her team members, I don't know what else to call him, Sam, who they have a mission by the King of Assassins, who is their leader, Arobynn. I'm just gonna say Arobynn. It looks like Arobynn, but it's pronounced Arobynn. Sarah likes to make these weird names for her characters in her books, and we all just kind of have to try and figure out what they actually are pronounced like. On to what the story is about. This girl, she is 17, and she has all these missions that the King of Assassins is having her go on, and then one of the missions she decides to not do what she's told, and she gets in a lot of trouble for that. So she gets sent to another King of Assassins, the Master, in the random desert. Think of like the Sahara Desert, but with assassins, and is told to train there until the Master decides to have her sent back. And within this, there's already like drama because, you know, every group has a crazy person. I'm gonna say Ansel, like Hansel and Gretel. Ansel is that crazy person in the Sahara Desert group of assassins, okay? So this girl befriends Celaena, and they're like, oh, I'll braid your hair, you braid my hair. Let's go kill some people. That sounds like fun. But then she decides to send Celaena away early, saying that it's what the Master wanted. And at first you're like, oh, okay. Turns out it's not, and she's crazy. I left a note in this book. I wish I did more. It doesn't look like it did a lot, but it's because it's so emotional. Crazy. This girl was crazy. And then Celaena's like, well, because you're my friend, I'll give you 20 minutes to escape. And so she gives her 21 minutes to escape, which means she would have killed her because she missed by like a hoof, because she was riding a horse, saying bye-bye. And so Celaena returns home after the Master, who apparently wasn't actually in a silent, he said he was not speaking, but apparently that was just some rumor, and he's like, well, I do talk, but I let people think I don't talk. So the Master actually talks and said Celaena was basically like this really good heart, and like, I see you for who you are, and is just, they had a moment. And so he gives her the money that she owes her King of Assassins and pays off her debt. Well, that's later, but she pays off her debt, gets an apartment. I'll just get that out of the way. And then like all this other crazy stuff is happening there. So she's back. She is back in her city where she basically still hates the same people, because when they got back from freeing slaves from the original first mission that her and Sam were on, Arobynn decided to beat the living daylight out of this girl and then send her away and have Sam, the person who helped her, watch. And they find out he's like, I'm gonna kill you, but then I'll forgive you if you never touch her again. Like, you find out that Sam loves this girl. Oh my gosh, like the romance was so on point that it just worked. Because at first you think they don't like each other, but then you realize it's just because they don't want to like each other that they act the way that they do. So I did not read this book first, so I knew exactly what was going to happen between Celaena and Sam. And this is where I broke down. Like, I can't. They get into a relationship, they get an apartment together, they're about to be happy, they're going to have this life together and maybe not have to be assassins anymore. Celaena also pays off Sam's debt, so neither of them have to be in the King of Assassins' grasp. But they do because they still live in the city. I really can't. So when Celaena and Sam decide that they do not want to live in the city anymore, they decide, hey, let's go somewhere else. Let's just get out of here and maybe start our own assassin's service. I don't know. And when they find one more gig to do to make the money that they need to do to be able to get out, it's a trap. It's a freaking trap. I'm breaking this book. Like, I can't. Oh, I started screaming and my dog came up to me and she was scared for me. So this mission was all a trap, and it was a trap by Arobynn. And you learn that at the end of the book. Sorry for spoilers. You should know if you're gonna watch a video about a book, someone's gonna say something. So you were warned. And he basically is this like older guy who found Celaena when she was 10 and was basically grooming her, is a nice way of putting it. Yeah. And by doing so, he was mad that despite everything he's done for her, she still fell for Sam. So Mr. Bitterbody over here decides to have a mission made for them, to kill these two incredibly psychotic people. So they decide to split up, which in this book, I was like, the heck are you why would you do that? Like, that's just stupid. I forgive them. Not really. They're stupid. Sam goes to one guy. He tells Celaena to pack because they're gonna leave right after this. 11 o'clock rolls around, he's still not back. 12 o'clock rolls around, he's still not back. It's 4 in. She's still wondering what the heck happened. She goes to the house that he was supposed to go to. She's like, oh, maybe he didn't do it because the lights were on. Or maybe he did do it and just decided not to come back, which is fine. Okay. And then she goes and looks for him. She can't find him. She comes back to their apartment. And Arobynn is there and it's like, I'm sorry. Basically means that Sam died. And I lost it. I threw my book. I lost my page in my book. My dog came back to me thinking something was wrong. I did believe it because I read the other books first. This wasn't the first book that I've read, so I know what happened to Sam. But I didn't know to the extent what happened to Sam. It's graphic. It's disturbing. And I cried like a baby. I cried worse than a baby. I have a baby, and she would never cry that bad. I cried worse than a baby because Sam died. After that, Celaena is locked in a room at the Assassin's Keep by Arobynn, and then she gets out, kills one of her friends, not really a friend, just a guy who decides to not kill her, and she decides not to kill him. And then she decides to kill him. Then she decides to get some revenge, and it doesn't work because that was also a trap by Arobynn. And then she's sold to the king of the city. And this broke me because she knew she was gonna die. She's like, okay, I just give up. Like, Sam's gone. There's nothing there for me. She goes and tells the king, just whatever you do, make it quick. That's like all I have to say. And he's like, oh, okay. And says there too, gosh, I don't know how to pronounce it. I just say Endeavor, but I know it's not Endeavor. And I'm just gonna say Endeavor because that's how I imagine that to sound like. Which is basically a coal mine where people go to die. They're prisoners or slaves or people that the king just doesn't like, and so he sends them there. And he gives her 9 life sentences. And then I cried. So, if you think that this is a good book for you to read, I'm cry again. And I'm probably gonna go cry. I'm gonna hug my child. And I will see you guys next time. I am Joelle. Thank you for watching.